Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he can drop in your city tonight. Never the Zen coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness. Better be ready for absolute.
Absolute motivation. It is time. The Absolute Nation, let me tell you, I couldn't wait to come to you today to start off the day with encouragement, with purpose. First of all, I want to give a shout out and thanks to all of those who have contributed or working behind the scenes to help make this possible. Icon, thank you for all the work that you do. For those who are looking for studio for your podcast, do any of those great things, make sure you check out Icon Industries. You'll be able to see on the lower thirds there where you can contact. But I want to endorse them because not only are they veteran led, but they have a purpose and a plan. Speaking of talking to veterans, this last week I was at Warrior Rising speaking. I had a room full of entrepreneurs who are trying to be more and do more. I'm speaking in their life, challenging them to be better, do better. And man, it was so encouraging. I'm so honored for the opportunity. Stay tuned because great things are coming from there. But also, man, you see your boy, I try my best to try to come look good. And because of that, I want to share with you State and Liberty for always sending us great stuff. Make sure that you go to State and Liberty. You can get a discount by just using Motivate 10. That's Motivate 10. That gives you a discount automatically just because you're part of the Absolute Motivation Nation. Now, where could I go if I can't stand right? See, as an amputee, balance is everything. Right now, I got to say, I'm thankful for Red Bottoms, Christian Louboutin, for creating these custom absolute motivations. I'm just thankful for the fact that we even have this type of nation. I'm talking about a family of support where top notch brands connect with us because we have top notch people. Speaking of people that do something amazing, let me introduce someone to you. Kilo, step into the house. It's time for you to talk about how do we erase people's pain. Oh,
Good
man,
morning.
there he is. Kilo, I see you've got that erase the pain. I'm sitting here holding your product right now. Man, what is it? How do you erase the pain?
James, I just want to appreciate you for all the pain that you help people erase through your powerful platform, your powerful testimony. We're just a small part of that, but what you're doing is so great in helping people. It's all in our mind. That's where it really starts, and you are
Yeah.
addressing that in such a powerful way. I have a product called Erase the Pain, which I'm so glad to see you have. It's a pain roll-on. Uh, it is a powerful, powerful product, one of the best on the market. Simply roll it on. If your back hurts, you need to erase the pain. If your neck hurts, you need to erase the pain. Little story, I was driving, my mother was dying in 2019, and I was driving back and forth from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, just short enough to where if I flew, I wouldn't have a car, so I would drive, and my hip started hurting. And so one night, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, man, I wish I had something that I could do to erase the pain. And I stopped right there. Sometimes an idea just is bigger than you think it is. And so I researched. That name was not even trademarked. My lawyer didn't even know if we could trademark it. He was like, "Well, I don't think we." But by the grace of God, we got it, that trademark. And so I added it to my company, Doctor's Touch. Developed a great product. You have the purple one, which is awesome. That is one with lidocaine. That just numbs the area, which is incredible and perfect for amputees who are dealing with phantom pain and that kind of thing. The red one here will cool the pain, and so that is perfect for if you're working out, if you need a muscle recovery, if you need just a little extra, if your back hurts, your lower back hurts, your legs hurt, any kind of muscle pain, the red one's perfect, man, for that. So thanks for the intro, man.
But listen, I've been able to, let me give you guys a little backdrop. I first met Gilo at the Super Bowl. Uh, we're honored to be there at Lee Steinberg's party, man, and you're sitting there, and this is a great story. As I'm walking around, there were people who were like, "Jerry Rice, hi," and I'm looking around, where is Jerry Rice? And then they go like, I like Daryl Davis, and I'm like, where is he at? And I realized they thought it was me, and I was like, no. I did sign a couple autographs, so they were insisting. But I signed them as heroes. So when they get home, they'll be like, guys, I got a picture of me, and they'll be like, that is not him. So somebody's going to be. But what I did find is you were him. You were the guy people were coming to right there at the Super Bowl, where the best of the best can collect and come together. And you had a floor there, a space. You gave a one of the coolest things that I was given was to bet on me. It's the idea that if you're going through pain, you're suffering, and all those things, it's time to take ownership of your own solutions, not just wait, not just endure them, but bet on a solution that comes from you. You have had the attention of the entire Super Bowl family. So tell me, how did you even get in those settings?
So I have to give all credit to Bill Walsh for that introduction. I'm a
Mm,
rainmaker, and that's just a great program to just reset your business and reset your mind on what you have. You can have a business, but you can just be busy. I love how Bill says you're busy, busy, busy. Doing what? Nothing. Just being busy. So through that, Lee Steinberg did a sports agent camp. For those of you who don't know who Lee Steinberg is, he is Jerry Maguire. The "show me the money" is his phrase that he didn't trademark back in the day. But they followed him around and eventually made a movie of his life and the "Show Me the Money." He has had 300 plus the top athletes, and he is just a philanthropist. He believes in giving back, and so he throws. I believe this was the 36th or 37th annual
that's
Super Bowl party. Happened to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, where he gets together, talks about brain health, talks about erasing the pain, talks about things because athletes need an after. We don't think about it. I was in the music business and I never thought it would end. And when it did come to an end, I did not have it after. So he focuses on an after and just helps build athletes' lives so that they're successful even in other chapters of their life. And so in meeting him, just kind of bonded. I'm running after sports. Oh man, I need sports people. I need sports people, and not realizing that relationships even more important than that. And so upon this invitation to the Super Bowl party, this was the second one we did. Actually, Dr. Greg Reed brought you, James, right over to my business
right.
and said, "Here's somebody I got to meet." So I got to give credit to Greg Reed, and he's actually going through something right now with his son. So guys, let's just keep prayers for him and his son.
Listen, we're going to hashtag rally for Colt.
Oh,
He's
great.
doing some great things. He's advancing. This is why our thing about it, life can change on the dime. Here's a 12-year-old kid, completely healthy, doing absolutely everything that every kid can do. And in an instant, an accident happens. It changes life, but he's rebuilding it with a community of love and support. And that's what you provide, the support to people, especially how to support yourself with Erase the Pain showed up with me. One of my passions is to work with amputees. In fact, Lee Steinberg's theme that year, last year, with Patrick Mahomes, all those guys, was about working with Paralympic uh, amputees, athletes, and stuff. And so that's one of the things that spurred me to be there. But when I said that I was going to go speak at Baylor University to work with helping young prosthetic providers grow and continue education, you came, you gave a scholarship away, you spoke and encouraged those people. Man, these don't translate necessarily into sales. Why do you go out to be able to speak to these young people, pour yourself into them, give scholarships away so that they can go off to college? What gives you the heart for that?
I think it's hope. You have to give people hope. You can't discount anyone. You never know where that blessing's going to come from. And with what I was able to do at Baylor College of Medicine with you, James, was just an amazing room of people who were doing just that. They were giving back to young people who were learning and in school to become osteopaths and just learning how to give back to others. such a tragedy happens to someone, but you're grabbing their hand and holding their hand and saying, "Hey, no, we can get through this." And the reason that they know that is because they've done it before. Like maybe the first time
Yeah.
they do it, the first couple of patients, but when they're on the 30th patient, oh man, they already know that you can have a great quality of life later on. So you're holding hand, giving them hope, man. And when I was able to see that and understand, it gave me chills. It gives me chills right now to understand that that's what you guys are doing. And I just want to be a part of making a difference and helping others. I wish I'd have had that in my younger formative years, but it's never too late to change
No, no,
some
it's
writing.
never. In fact, man, if you're watching today and you're wondering when can I start going after my dream, my career, you can do it now. You just have to have the accountability of people who will push you to be more. That's why we talk about join our community. You need to have a tribe that's going somewhere. It's kind of like a lion without a pride, man. When you're a lone wolf, you can't make it. But when you have a pack, oh man, you're going to attack life totally different. So make sure you join. It's school.com/peak. Join us. It's all about being in the community. Speaking of communities, I was thinking of this. You just joined me in Indianapolis. I've seen you in San Diego, Las Vegas, Houston, and where have you not been? I'm trying to think. It's we were just in Indianapolis, but you are traveling the nation, getting the word out. You don't mind putting everything into you. Most people are willing to say, "Well, I'm going to start local, start small, and just hope I can build us mom and pop into something." Get frustrated. What's your vision, and what makes it so that you're willing to go anywhere, anytime to make sure people learn they can erase the pain?
That James, that was a great event with some powerful information, powerful speakers. Some of those people in the room were just amazing stories, transformation, and victory in their lives. So I want to thank you for that invitation. I'll go wherever you want me to, man. Just give me that call. Um, I just want to be in rooms with people who are doing things. My vision ultimately is so that the name Doctor's Touch will be in every local pharmacy, every CVS, every Walmart. Will have senior mobility items. We'll have pain items like Erase the Pain. We'll have other things that will help people with quality of life. But more than that, I want to make a difference and I want to help people. And if you're around people who are doing the same thing, you will actually be that. If you're around, let's just say millionaires, if you're around millionaires, you'll eventually become one or you'll have that mindset. If you're around people who complain, guess what? Before you know it, you'll be complaining about the silliest
Yeah,
things. So you're a collective of what you're around. So I want to attach myself to as many positive people who are making a difference, like yourself and Bill Walsh and Greg Reed and Lee
dude,
Steinberg.
I gotta ask you. So listen, I what you said what began the whole thing and the way that you were able to trademark and get that. It's hard to imagine that erase the pain wouldn't be already taken. But that just shows you that if you're creative and you think of something, just because you think, wow, that sounds simple, or surely someone has, doesn't mean they have. You went ahead and went after this thing. What made you decide that you could have went to work for anyone else? You could have stayed in the music industry. What made you decide it's time to bet on me and go all in? What gave you that confidence?
Well, I would love to say it with confidence. It's not. It is the unknown. But you know that what you want is outside the box. What you want is outside of the comfort zone. I would tell anyone watching this that what you're dreaming of, you currently don't have it, is outside of that. You have to go outside of that. If you're comfortable, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. But I've always been a person who wanted more. And I'm just glad to have been able to have the courage to do that. You won't have the support necessarily to do that, but you've got to find people who will be that support. And in your community, James, you'll find that for sure.
Yeah. So listen, I want this for every person who says there's no way I can make it, no way I can do it. What do you say to them? What's the message to them?
I say, yeah, you're right. You can't. Just go back to what you were doing. No, I don't say that. My God. Or I'll say, yeah, yeah, that mansion. Yeah, you don't want the mansion. You don't want that nuke. Yeah, I mean, they got already Teslas. You don't want one of those. I don't say that. I say, look, think of that dream. Have some positive after. I'm a believer. which, and I have no problem saying that. So I have a spiritual base for my belief system. But if you
I'm with it.
don't,
Let's go. Yeah.
hey, we can have some church if you want. Um, so where the source of my strength comes from. It's not myself; it's faith. And faith, you can't see it, but Scripture says if you have the size of mustard seed, which is so tiny, it's like a grain of black pepper almost. If you have just faith that much, you can move a mountain. And so I just dig deep into my faith. I surround myself with people who are going places. I get myself in rooms that you have to pay. I have to pay to be around these people, but I know, and I'll serve. Like, hey, what do you need me to do? And I'll serve until I learn, and I'll just keep going because the people who have figured it out. If you find a real mentor, I think we've all at the gas station seen someone in that fancy car. Man, what do you do? Oh man, you just got to get in the game. That's not a mentor. Explain to me A, B, C what I need to do. Oh man, you just got to find your thing. You just got to blah blah blah. The blah blah blahs
Yeah.
is not mentorship you
No,
want.
it's not even a game plan.
No, you want someone who will explain it to you. A, B, C. Here's my number. And this is one thing I'll say: if someone of note, and whatever the definition of that is, gives you their number, say, "Call me, I'll help you." What most people do is they'll never call, and the
Yep.
and the
I don't want to
be like,
bother
yeah,
them, or I want to wait until I get a really big idea, a really great idea, a right time. No, you call them right then before they forget you.
exactly. And within the moment I had met you, I sent you a package, and I was in Miami with some other entrepreneurs, and I reached out. We had a great conversation. But I'm about following, erasing those mistakes that I made in the past, because I probably made every single one. But when you learn better, you do better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something coming up that's pretty big. I will announce it here. In the month of October, we're going to finally release a documentary. It's called "The Power of Sports in the Life of Amputees." It's a documentary. They traveled around and followed me and a few other Olympic athletes, and for over a year. And this has happened. So the first time that I met Dr. Greg Reed, the film crew goes in with me. They see the start of my whole career. First time I go to speak publicly, they're there. This is a year and a half ago. Well, now the film is ready. We're going to be debuting do a red carpet in my hometown. I want you to be present for that, and I want you to make your products available. So we'll talk offline about that, but I want to go ahead and plant that in your head and heart. It's time to do massive things. I'm honored because we just signed an agreement with Angel Studios to announce they're going to do a full feature 2,500 theater movie about my life now. Can you imagine, in the short time that we've known each other, to have grown and be having these conversations would happen? You see, you have to be able to dream big, believe big. When we talked about your faith, it's full confidence, not in my skill set, but that in the calling that I'm called to. Every one of you that is listening gets the same. George, he was like, man, I'm having pain here, and the pain will lead to discovery. If you cannot throw in the towel, if you cannot quit, you will discover that something deeper and greater within you that can come out. But you got to have a connection. And for me, man, I just begin to believe that Philippians 4:13. I can do all things. There it is. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, make sure that you go visit him on the site, use the QR code, erase the pain. Hello, thank you for stepping in the house today. It was an honor to have.
Thank you, James. I just want to appreciate you. Look, just in closing, guys, we all know someone who's dealing with pain. It might not be yourself, might be grandma, might be mom. Get them this product, very affordable. We want to help you guys erase the pain. God bless you, James. Thanks for all you're doing to change lives, man. I'm attached to you now, bro. So
We're so honored, man. Listen, the Absolute Nation is better because we have people like him. Kilo is an example of entrepreneurs with a purpose and a passion to be able to love on other people, to see them become better. But he does it because he pours out of himself to be better. What he expects out of himself, he expects out of others, and then he sows, he gives, he celebrates other people. You heard him acknowledge and announce all the people who have helped him along the way. That's the way you have to be. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in this game of like trying to take credit for stuff or feel like there's scarcity in this world. No, there's an abundance of gifting and opportunity. Speaking of which, I've got a show producer, a director who's coming on now. Where's my good friend, Tony? Tony, show up.
Hey, James, how's it going, brother?
Hey, I just wanted to take a moment and just acknowledge you and thank you for all your continued support. As you are always sharing the absolute nation with the world, I wanted the world to just take a moment and tell you that showing support will get you support. So keep on doing what you're doing. I wanted to acknowledge you for a moment and tell you don't ever give up. Keep sharing. We appreciate you. All right?
Man, God bless you, brother, man. I'm
God
so
bless you.
proud of you. All right, man.
Thank
Thank you,
you so
brother.
much.
God
All
bless.
right, Master Chief. We are so thankful. When I look at, when I say Master Chief, I'm speaking to Icon Industries. Icon Industries with Shane there. Make sure you take a moment, guys. If you need your videos, you have an event coming up. As a speaker, you need sizzle reel. You need someone to be able to come in and do it professionally at the highest of levels. Go to Icon Industries. Icon not only will come to you, but they have done huge events. I first met them when I came in to do an interview. And it was one of the first ones I'd ever done. And they were so polished, so professional. Everything was done at the highest care. They delivered on it. The audio's flawless. It was one of the first things that began everything that I do. So I endorse them because I've seen them. When I've gone to speak at Loma Linda, to speak at colleges, they've shown up and they've served. When I've spoken in Utah or around the country, it doesn't matter, Florida, New York, anywhere I go, they're there. So guys, make sure you use them. And so let me take a moment to tell you this. If you're anywhere near Atlanta, man, you got to come. I'm going to be speaking at the International Christian Film Festival. That's International CFF. We got Neil McDonough, who came on here. You've seen him. The guy who made that one great stand in life that he refused to kiss any woman that wasn't his wife. What's he going to do? And as a result of it, it cost him his career for a time. People said, well, why not just cross that line so you don't go hungry, so you don't go broke? But listen, if you break your own contract with yourself, that constitution that says, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to live. If you break that constitution, what do you have? You have to have a core belief that there are things that you are becoming and want to do that you're not willing to let anyone or anything stop you from becoming. In fact, I'm just going to take a moment and speak to you guys in a positive way that you can take and use this. You need motivation that moves you, motivation that matters, motivation that speaks volumes. And this is the volume up I want to turn up in your life today. That you can be anything you want to be, but there are degrees to it. If you really want to go to the next level, you need principles, you need great things, you need motivation. Listen, battle tactics work. That's what I give you in the book, Absolute Motivation. You go to Amazon, grab a copy of the book. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. There's some funny anecdotes. In fact, I'm going to tell you one story that'll stick with you today and make you smile. When I was about 5, I overheard my grandmother arguing with my uncle, James Collier. James Collier was a Vietnam veteran who came back, and he was altered because of what he had seen. He also struggled mental issues that came as a result of conflict. He was our protector. He was our uncle. We lived in his home. He was a provider, but he was challenged because of what he had endured. Grandmother and him get into an argument because she had bought a prize poodle named Missy. Missy was everything to my grandma because she saved up and she spent good money to get this paper champion poodle. She brings it into the house. My uncle sees the dog and plays too roughly with it. She's like, hey, be careful. That's an expensive dog. And so there's always contention about this dog. It just so happened that the dog finally goes in the heat. My grandmother's like, I'm going to get a return on my investment because I'm going to pair her with another champion dog. and the two of them are going to give champion puppies. We'll sell them. We'll get my money back. This will be great. Well, my uncle decided to let the dog out randomly into the neighborhood. And a rare dog got pregnant by any dog. We have no clue who got that dog pregnant, but the dog came back already pregnant. Grandmother's upset because her plans got altered. And she starts yelling at my uncle. And you got the dog pregnant. Fine. I only come in on the conversation when she says, you got the dog pregnant. I look over at him, and I'm waiting to see for any confirmation that this is true. And he says, I didn't mean to. And the moment he said that, my mind was blown. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have little cousins with a dog head and a human body, or a human head and a dog body, because my uncle got the dog pregnant. I get on the school bus, man, and my mind is blown. I'm telling the kids on the bus, my uncle got the dog pregnant, and then their minds are blown. So we get into the classroom, and we're sitting there, and we're drawing stuff, and I'm drawing, I'm making a picture. Miss Hyman steps over my shoulder and says, James, what are you doing? I said, I'm drawing a dog man. And it's a dog man. Yes, these are going to be my cousins because my uncle got the dog pregnant. And she said, James, what do you mean? I said, they got an argument this morning. My grandmother said, I can't believe you got the dog pregnant. My uncle said he didn't mean to, but it did. I can't wait to meet these cousin puppies. And so she takes me into the hallway and she goes and gets the principal. And said, tell Mr. Johnson what you just told me. So this is great news. Listen, we've got some puppies coming, and I think they might be able to talk because my uncle got the dog pregnant. And he says, come to my office. I need you to tell this to the CPS and police with me. And so we go and we start having the conversation with the police. And they're like, so tell us again. And they're taking a report now. Your uncle did what? And it was like, yes. He went to Vietnam. He talks to himself. When he's not on his medicine, he can be a little wild and uncontrollable. He drinks a lot, but he got the dog pregnant. And they're like, you live with a guy, talks to himself, drinks a lot, and got the dog pregnant. Yes, absolutely. And he said he didn't mean to, but he did. And so the police called my mom, called my grandmother. CPS, Child Protective Service, shows up. And they decide to investigate my family because of my drawings, because of my comments. And so we sat down, parents, grandma, my mom, police, Miss Hyman from school was there, along with Child Protective Services. And the conversation goes this way. James, we hate to inform you, there will be no talking puppies. I said, why not? He said, because your uncle didn't get the dog pregnant. He let the dog outside. Another dog got the dog pregnant. And so they broke my heart, and it kept my uncle from going to jail. And they broke my heart because all I wanted was to see these cousin puppies. You see, in our hearts and lives, oftentimes, we can interpret something the wrong way. When people tell you that you can be successful and don't give you the keys, the steps to become successful, you can misinterpret it. How do I go from point A to point B? The way that you start is not just taking a step in the right direction. You don't even know what direction to go into unless someone begins to instruct you, tells you that you can do it by starting this. First thing you got to do, you heard Gilo say, I went and I trademarked. I didn't know if it was possible. I found out that it was. And then I put myself in a room, and he said, I paid to be in a room with people who see my ability to grow. You see, there's got to be room in you, the willingness to grow, to develop, and to have someone in your life. When you get a chance to sit down and talk to a champion, you don't simply take pictures with a champion. You build a relationship that you can call on so that you can build that mentoring. How do you get there? Can you show me step by step so that I can stand alongside of you? And what you will find more often than not is that the very champion you're looking up to, whatever they're champion in business, in life, whatever they've done, is looking forward to sharing the information because it validates also their arrival that they became someone. And even if you have to pay to be in the room, you leave with an education better than what you would have gotten at university or in college. There's something that about being in the room with greatness. If you stay in there long enough, you'll pick up everything that they have. You'll go back with a different mindset. And when you get a different mindset, it changes your skill set. And when you change your skill set, you end up being set for life. You just got to get in there. That's why I'm telling you, get in the community that we're building. There are some of you that I can't wait to see what you become. I can't wait to hear more of your story. I can't wait to be connected to you and watch that and stand on side, shoulder to shoulder on stages around this globe and hear people learn about you. Everything that we do here with Nav, Azim, we come together, we put these collabs together with voices and finding the right voice to be able to impact lives. I'm looking for those great. We are going to be making people household names. It will be you, not beside Goggins. It will be you beside Tony Robbins. How do I know that? Is because every day we provide that, and every day I live that life. I'm going to be speaking in November at an event in Utah, replacing. Following up last year, they had David Goggins. This year, it'll be me. How did I get there? It is because I didn't pursue that. I pursued serving. I pursued speaking. I pursued being authentic in my messaging. And as a result of it, it put me in places that no one can pull me from. I am not man-made. I am God-made, and I'm here to be able to help you find your God-given purpose. If you want to be a speaker, get in the community, learn how. If you want more than that, you can figure that out. You can connect. You can grow. You want to be a speaker and speak on this same stage. It's possible, but you got to be authentic. You got to be real. If you think that these videos, you hear, I see commercials and ads all the time. If you're a speaker, listen, I'm going to show you how to make six figures from, forget all of that. If you're thinking about money, go find something else to do. You got to think about what do I have to deliver so that other people can receive. If I do that, if I serve that, they will automatically come to consume more. You want to be great? That's how it happens. You want to go from writing checks, right, paying out bills after you sign the back of somebody else's check, to being able to write your own checks and put your name on the front of a check. You want to be able to do that, you want to build that, then you have to develop the skill set and the mindset. Mentoring and picking a mentor is very important. You know how many times, man, you know how many times that I've seen people afraid to ask for the very thing that's in front of them. They've wasted a moment. You don't simply need to take a photo to prove you're there. You can become idle, your very idol. You can move in this space. You can move up in this space. You got to have a mindset, man. I didn't come to take sides. I came to take over territory that hasn't been taken. I came to provide and say something that isn't already being said. The last thing the world needs is more of the speakers who get up and say, listen, I have 7 proven habits that will show you how to digest a banana. They need people who come out with something that shows you, like, I've got 7 ways to overcome depression. I got 2 ways to how I battled and fought back from wanting to take my own life. Real things that real people need. I've got, here's a proven way to scale your business by building relationships and networking. And this is the way that you change it. Perhaps one of the reasons that we haven't succeeded is because motivation speaking is probably the number one reason why people suffer from imposter syndrome. We created trauma in people by telling you to fake it till you make it. But let me tell you, the more you fake things, the more you become fake. And the more distant you become from your true calling, from your true connection, from your true purpose, the less productive you become, the less powerful you become. You need to plug back in. What's your why? What's your reason? Why did you start? Who do you really want to be when it's all said and done? And what messages do you have? Don't be one of those speakers that is different off stage and on stage and then on camera. You meet me, you'll see that I'm being me at all times, but I'm comfortable being me because that's all I've ever wanted to be. Sure, there were times when I was young and everything that I wanted to be David Robinson in basketball, but that wasn't possible. I wanted to be like him. I wanted that command of leadership to have the admiral or name or something. But when I found my own lane and I found my own calling, the name automatically comes. And I look at the fact that I got a call and they said, hey, we want to put you up to speak in front of the First Lady of Sierra Leone. We want to put you in front of leaders and to speak about the subjects of overcoming perseverance, resiliency, because you embody that. You see, you can get those calls, you can get those opportunities. They exist for me, they exist for you, but you got to exist in a space where that can happen. You got to be of the mindset, you got to be of the willingness to say, I'm willing to be more so I can serve more. And if you can get to the mindset, I'm here to serve, I'm here to give something, I'm here to be something, all of a sudden you become that lane, you become that niche, you become indispensable. Who can beat you at being you? There's never been a person like you. Just as Hilo was talking about doctor's touch, your fingerprint is different than anyone else on earth. There's something different about you. But you got to be able to be willing to discover it and be. Time is coming for you to show up. And I want to give you an invitation. It's 100% free to join us in Atlanta. Neil McDonough, the great actor, the chosen, the directors of the great show. If you show up, there are only 500 seats, and we've made this absolutely free. You go ahead and go on. It's 80% full as we're speaking. Go ahead and get in the seats. It's October the 12th. I'm giving you enough time to go and secure. You got to go on, grab your tickets. I'm even going to be bringing some surprise guests. I'm talking about people who are on our banner, people you'll be so thankful that you got a chance to connect with them. And I'm talking about growth. I can't wait. The things that are in store, the things that will be. Absolute motivation will grow in this name. Absolute motivation will grow in this expanse in the people in our diversity and the types of speakers that we have. It is already written, it is already planned, it is already game planned. Refuse to just sit here and wait for greatness to come to me. I'm chasing it down because it owes my son, my grandsons who have not existed yet. It owes them and your family as well. What's your family mantra? For me, my mantra is simple. You have to go through something to become something. And if I become something, it's because I overcame something. I had to overcome a physical limitation. It is my job to raise the bar on the family crest, the name, to make it matter. Here hangs the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. I expect things like that to happen. So I expect even greater things to happen with the rest of my bloodline. Because in the time that they have asked me to step into the arena to represent my family, I got to do the best I can with all that I have so that they can evolve. I got to become the man of the house, become the man of the family so that they can take that crest from me and take it even further. But I got to do it by example, not by talk, by example. It's why I get up 5 a.m. and I'm putting myself through the grind. I got to be in shape so I can last. I got to fix things that are broken inside of me. All of us have something that's fractured. But being fractured doesn't mean that you're lost or that you can't. Because where it's broken, when it mends, it can be stronger. Don't wait until your trauma is over before you step up. I promise you this. If you will step up, things that you've been wanting in life step towards you. And at every new level, you'll find there's new devils. You'll have betrayal. You have people try to mimic you, steal your stuff, but you'll keep evolving and they can't mimic you because you keep growing. If you think you don't want to change, you must change. Let me tell you why you have to change. Because the old you doesn't fit in the old mold. It's like talking about these lobsters. Lobsters never quit growing. The only way they die is if they get stuck trying to remain the same. When they mold their old shell, they grow. It's got to be the same way with you. Are you ready to? Are you ready to break the mold? For those of you who are serious about what you want to become, join the community. Become part of the family. Do so now. All you have to do is join. It's absolutely free. And the fact that it doesn't cost you anything but a moment. Then if you want to go through it, you can earn and gamify your way up. There's work to be done. And there's some great stuff happening. Let me not tell you this. This coming Thursday, just another tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a interview, live broadcast, if you will, with a good friend, Dave Austin. Dave is now a member of the President's Council history. He also teaches MVPs, baseball players, from Mike Trout to Baltimore Ravens players, you name it. He works with everyone, teaching them stuff. He's got a thing called Moonshot, where he talks about shooting your goals towards the moon. One way or the other, you can end up there. How he was able to become a Grammy winner. How he got all these other accolades. So we'll be interviewing doing a thing tomorrow. And when we're doing that, all I can think of this is celebrate his wins. Because when you can celebrate other people's wins, that's growth. Because there's nothing that he won that I can't go with. You don't have to envy what you can be. I challenge you. Join the community and set new goals. Make yourself accountable to something. This is James Dixon. Till Friday. God bless. I'll see you soon.
Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he could drop in your city tonight. Never the Zen coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness.